How's everybody doing today? It is March 11th, 2021, a little before 2 p.m. here in Michigan. Hope everybody's doing well. I was glad to get back on here yesterday, be able to talk to you all, and just kind of get things going back again. Like I said yesterday, we're going to be putting out at least one video a day. Most days I'll be putting out multiple videos. I'm going to be doing my best to expand this as much as we can. I know, I just know now, last week has really opened up some more things to me, and I just know how important this information is. I just know how important it is to get it to you, that you can get it to your families, your friends, and we just can't stop. So, I know that's what God wants me to do, and I'm not going to stop. So we will do this until, the very end. So, and I know you'll all be there with me. So let's get into this, because this is another thing that we knew was going to start coming back, okay? When your CV starts to drop a little bit, because like I've told you, if you don't turn your TV on every day, you go outside, you live your life, you don't even notice it. If they didn't have these masks on, people wouldn't even be paying attention to it anymore. They wouldn't even know it. But that's why I always told you that was one of the reasons for the mask. There's many, but one of them, massive one, was a recognition. You know what I mean? It's psychological. People don't realize how much this is psychological. This isn't just all physical. No, I mean, yeah, it is, but it's mentally, physically, emotionally. I mean, that's what they're doing. They're attacking you on every level. And to be honest, I had been so sick. I just seemed to keep getting sick. And what I ended up doing is removing myself from all this technology, all the Wi-Fi, everything. And I went for 3 days, went out to my dad's, and I just got away from it. And I got better. My sickness went away. I started feeling better, So what I'm doing now is definitely, monitoring where I'm at, what I'm around, and not leaving these types of devices on, because there's no doubt that they're draining me. As much research as I was doing, hours that I would spend, looking into stuff, I was realizing that's a huge part of it. It was draining me, just having all this frequencies and everything running through me. It's just not good. So, we're just going to monitor that. But this we knew was going to come around, because people were starting, and they're even telling you that people are starting to, forget about CV. Well, they shouldn't do that, but people are doing it. Well, they got to bring in this. This is going to come back. They're going to come after our guns, okay? We knew that this was going to happen, especially in the United States now, because of the change of leadership. And here we go. I mean, we're just getting into it. But check it out. House passes bill expanding background checks for gun sales, closing the Charleston loophole. And we'll get into that loophole that they talk about here. It says Washington says the House passed 2 bills Thursday that would tighten gun sale regulations, sending the measures to a divided Senate. So it hasn't got all the way through. But here, look at this. See, I mean, you're seeing all these. Now they're starting to push the shootings again, okay? Now, you know how amazing it is that during the entire, CV, the first at least, say, 6, 7, 8 months of the so-called pandemic, you did not hear of any shootings. It just didn't. It just wasn't happening like it always did before. You were hearing it every single day. Well, now I have a feeling it's going to start coming back more and more and more, because they're going to be pushing this, okay? H.R. 8 would expand background checks on individuals seeking to purchase or transfer firearms. And the Enhanced Background Checks Act of 2021, here we go, right? Agenda 21. Now, this all ties in, okay? Would close the Charleston loophole, a gap in the federal law that lets gun sales proceed without a completed background check if 3 business days have passed. Okay, and I'm not saying that I think all these people should be able to go get guns. I'm not going to get into all that. I think you should have the right to have a firearm if you need to be able to protect yourself, but I believe you should also have to do the right things to get it, But I'm not going to say that they should be doing stuff like this, because you are, all you're doing, it really frustrates me. I've spoke with my grandma about this multiple times, because she believes in this. They need to take away these guns. Do you not understand that the people that these bad people, so-called bad people, that go and get these, they do most of these shootings, these robberies, all this, do you think they go into a store and buy them 9 times out of 10? No. They buy the gun illegally to start with. So you going and taking away the rights of people like you and I, all you're doing is taking away our right to protect ourselves from the bad guy coming in the door. That's it. The bad guy's going to get the gun one way you want. It's pathetic to think that, if we do all these background checks and we close the Charleston loophole and we do this, it's going to stop all these gun crime. It's not even going to make a dent. It's not even going to do anything to it. The people that want the guns, they want to do it, they're going to get a gun, they're going to do it. It's just how it is, okay? It says, goes on, it says, the bill is in a critical step toward preventing gun violence and saving lives. It says, Republican Mike Thompson, Democrat from California, who sponsored H.R. 8, said before its passage. It says that bill, titled the Bipartisan Background Checks Act of 2021, passed with 227 to 203. So, you see, it's a divided, Says it received 8 Republican votes and 1 Democrat voted against it. Said in 2019, the bill who passed with 8 votes from Republicans, 5 of whom co-sponsored the package. Says the other bill passed Thursday, H.R. 1446, says it's linked to a shooting in 2015 in Charleston, South Carolina. And here we go. This is what they're pushing. Here we go. You got to get here's your agenda. Here comes the agenda push. Where a white supremacist used a loophole to obtain firearms and he used to kill 9 black people. And this isn't me, going white-black. I'm just showing you what they're doing, right? They're going to divide us every single day. And, when they throw this stuff out there, it hits people the wrong way. It may hit, may hit some black people the wrong way if they've had, emotional things that have happened in their family. The same thing. It could hit the white people the same way. That's how they do it with everything, whether it's anti-mask, anti-vax, Republican, Democrat, left, right. It doesn't matter, right? It's all about division. And whatever they can keep doing psychologically to try to separate us by talking like this, bringing this up over and over again, okay? We just need to be together. This is just ridiculous. White, black, or it just doesn't matter. We just need to be together. And now they even bring in look at the church. Check this out, because it happened during a Bible study at Mother Emanuel AME Church. It says the bill would extend the initial background check review period from the 3 to 10 days. Okay, so hold on. So what this does now is it does all it does is take it from 3 to 10 days. So they just got to wait 10 days. You know what I mean? That doesn't change. It doesn't take it away. It's just another thing where they take away other people's rights, It says the bill, which was passed 219 to 210, with 2 Democrats opposed and 2 Republicans in support, was written by House Majority Whip James Clyburn, a Democrat out of South Carolina, who called it an important step Congress must take to address the epidemic of gun violence in this country. Here we go. Get it? Oh, what? Oh, the pandemic's kind of winding down a little bit. They're going to bring it back up. Oh, it's going to come back. Trust me, they're going to push it again hard. I think they're going to do that with that P1 variant, like I told you, from Brazil. The second half of this year, we got some interesting things that are going to happen. But nothing to be worried about. Nothing to have any fear about. We're over a year into this, and me and you are still talking. So obviously, we're okay. You have your faith. You have that. You have your relationship with God. You have absolutely nothing to worry about. But we will continue to cover this type of stuff because it is very important in your day-to-day life with you and your family. The pandemic goes down, now the epidemic of gun violence, right? It's not a coincidence that they use that word, okay? That's psychological. Pandemic, epidemic. Oh, remember, it was an epidemic to start. CV, right? Yeah. Look at this. If people can't be safe in Bible study, then they can't be safe anywhere, Claiborne said at a news conference Thursday morning. See? Now we're protecting the church, right? See how they flipped that? Yeah. It says gun violence is a public health crisis. I didn't even read this part. Wow. I didn't get this far into this. I wanted to make it just by what I had seen at the first 3 paragraphs. I had to get it out to you. But look at this. A public health... Did they just take CV, COVID, right? They just took that out and put this in, right? Isn't that what they've been saying over and over again? Haven't we heard this every day? It's a public health crisis, right? It's not CV they're talking about, really? No, they're talking about gun violence now. It's just, it's really messed up that people, come after us, come after people like you and I that just are trying to defend our rights, defend our families, defend our faith, our religion, our honor, our everything, the respect. It's a whole totally different world, and I'm glad that I at least have some amazing subscribers and friends that and family that see this the same way, because we need to stick together. says the federal gun background check system is a proven tool to reduce gun violence and saves lives. This system has kept millions of guns out of potentially dangerous hands, the statement said. Yeah, how many guns are being put into the hand by our own government, right? I mean, come on. There's huge money in this. This isn't just, that they don't want this to stop. If it stops, they have nothing to push their agenda with. They have, it's all planned. What H.R. 8 does and doesn't do. Says H.R. 8, a background checks package meant to enhance reviews of those seeking to acquire firearms, would not create a firearm registry or other federal mechanisms for review. Instead, the legislation would expand the cases in which a background check is required for the sale or transfer of a firearm, including for private individuals and groups selling or transferring firearms, closing the gun show loophole. The requirements would apply to online sales. And I don't have too much problem with this part. I didn't really, you know what I mean? I didn't think it was right that you could kind of just walk in anywhere and buy, you know what I mean? Like, just at a gun show or stuff like that. I thought, I think people should be able to protect themselves. I 100% support you being able to have a gun and protect you and your family. But I just know that there's, a lot of bad people out there as well that are looking to hurt people, and sometimes that just made it too easy, But like I said, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because if they can't go to a gun show and get it, they're just going to go to the street and get it, okay? It says, the bill would make it illegal for anyone who is not a licensed firearm importer, manufacturer, or dealer to trade or sell firearms to another person. Current federal law requires background checks only for licensed gun dealers. Oh yeah, look at, they're talking about how they passed the stimulus bill, and everybody's excited about the money, and don't get me wrong, I need it, everybody needs it, but what was passed in that? You want to know one massive thing that was passed in that? $70 billion, with a B, dollars, $70 billion directly to your mass vaccination. Yeah. I only said that once, so hopefully it'll be okay in here. But you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous because, such a small percentage, you know what I mean, is what goes to the people. And they sit there and argue over $1.9 trillion and money that's all going into their pockets and all what they're going to do with the tracking, tracing, and the complete, obviously, push of the jab. And that's what that was about, Says non-licensed individual who would like to sell or trade weapons could do so through a licensed firearm dealer who would run the necessary background checks. As legislation today, the bill faces uncertain future in the Senate, where Republican lawmakers largely remain obstinate to any gun control measures. Which, hey, that's good. They support their, that's their right. Says the bill passed with few Republican votes, signaling there may be support coming among the GOP for such measures. So, it's we don't need to just keep going through all this. The Charleston loophole, we already talked about that. It takes it from 3 to 10 days. It says after which, if a background check was not completed, a purchaser would have to ask the FBI to complete its investigation before receiving authorization. So, I don't know. Like I said, I just wanted to get this out. I wanted you to see how they're pushing the faith, using our religion, our church, our God, and using us, using this, okay? This is them using it. So this is what should really upset you about this, because they are playing on your faith, okay? To think, to want, to get you to say, okay, this is okay. And it's the whole thing that people always, and I've been saying this for years, for 10 years I have at least been talking about this and trying to explain this to people, that when one thing passes like this, it is not just, it's the one time this has happened. Oh, Eric, don't worry about it. It's just one case. No, it sets a precedent that they go back to over and over and over again. Go all the way back to 2001, right? 9-1, yes, okay? Think about what happened after that, right? The Patriot Act. Look what has happened since that was passed, okay? That is what I'm talking about. Whether it's one little bill, one state legislator, this or that, or in a different, it doesn't have to just be in the United States. This happens everywhere. This is in all your countries. Wherever you're at, you see the same thing. They don't just do one bill and just say, we'll never bring it back up again. No, it's used as a precedent, and then they build off that, build off that, build off that. And what they're building is taking away a right, taking away your next right, taking away another right, taking away this that you can do. Now you can't do that. Now you can't do this. I mean, look what they've been able to do. And now with this miracle of CV, they've been able to take away all your rights, close your businesses, force you into your homes, try to tell you can't do anything pretty much, because it's for your own benefit, right? Because it's a public health crisis. Well, guess what else was a public health crisis? Oh, this is now, right? You know, it's like, I don't understand if people still don't see through it. But I guess those are the ones that don't look into it. You know what I mean? So we'll end this here. Might have ran a little long, but just want to keep getting these videos out to you. We'll have another one coming out later tonight. So hope you all do really good. Continue to pray. There's so much going on. And like I said, if you need to take a step back, pull off of this internet, pull off of all of this, pull off your phone. That's what I had to do. And if you need to do that, hey, take your time. Trust me, your family understand. My family did, you know. So you got to do what you got to do to be able to put yourself in the right situation to be able to be, you know, the best for your family, to take care of you and to take care of your family in these situations. So, you know, if taking 2, 3 days, 4 days, whatever it takes, a week, whatever you need, take it now, so that when this all really starts to build more and more and more, you are prepared, you know. And then we can just, if this goes on, we might have to redo this all in 6 months. But the whole point is, keep putting yourself in the best positions that you can. I love you all. I hope you all have a great day. We'll talk to you all real soon. God bless.